Hello, everyone. Thank you for watching Persistent Bosses Podcast. My name is Lisa C. Laird. I am the CEO and founder of NOLA Persistence. On this show, we talk about obstacles. We talk about objections. We talk about rejections. But we also talk about the wins. One thing you have to understand about winning, you can't stay in the winner's circle if you do not go through the journey. Wins don't mean anything to you if they happen too fast. So today I have someone on my show that knows all about winning. It's been a long journey for her, 30 years. I do want to give a little introduction about her. I actually met her at Boomtown. So in 2011, I'm going through a separation. I got 2 little kids at home. My friends are begging me to leave the house. Lisa, get out, get out. Boomtown had a big show. They had like 5 people going on stage. All of them were men, but the last one was a female. And when she got up there, I laughed so hard. And I then realized comedy is not just entertainment, it's therapeutic. And I couldn't wait to have her on my podcast show. We usually chat a little bit on Facebook about our Saints, LSU, but they hurting our feelings. So we're not going to give them any attention today because they don't deserve it. Maybe next time. But I wanted her on my show because she is someone that did the 9-to-5 job and then said to herself, you got one life. I want to do something I love. I don't want to do something that someone else loves. So I want to welcome to the show, Miss Caroline Picard. And I have to tell you, I'm so excited to have you here. I think that you're going to inspire so many people. And maybe it's not even comedy, but just entertainment. There's other lines of business you can do, entertaining. As a public speaker, my job is to keep everybody engaged. And it's not what you do, but I have to be just as prepared and I have to practice to do it well. But before we get started, let's talk about this building. As soon as you walked in this building, you cracked up laughing and said, I worked here upstairs in 1983. I was 3 years old.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I worked for Trans Louisiana Gas.
Oh my gosh.
I worked for Translaw, man. I worked for a guy by the name of Norman E. Wright. And he was a Pennsylvania boy that married a Louisiana girl. And they came down here. And he started with Translaw as a meter reader and became chief financial officer. He ended up, while they were here, he put his wife through school. She became a teacher. She went to USL. And then he put himself through school. She was teaching. And then he ended up being the chief financial officer. And I became his secretary. He had gone through 4 secretaries before I got there. But you see, I had just transferred back from Houston. I was used to putting up with men like him. Okay. We didn't work for men who were weak of heart back then. A lot of these men started in the oil field. They were tool pushers or roughnecks. They worked the rigs. And then they put themselves, it was a different world back then.
So they didn't go straight to CEO.
No,
they
had to work for
I think that's important because you can't forget where you came from.
No.
Sometimes I deal with these CEOs, and not to get on that subject, but I'll have CEOs that they treat me like I should be going to get them coffee.
And you
I
see,
shouldn't be in the room. And I'm like, I hope you know when you die and I die, that bank account starts over.
I told a senior vice president one time, you know there's not a heaven for secretaries and one for senior VPs. He got mad at me.
I gotta write that down.
He came up to me and said, I need some copies made. Well, I was working for a project management company out of Houston. And my boss, who again was the CFO, he was getting ready to go to The Hague because that's where the big board meetings were. They were a company out of the Netherlands. I said, look, man, I'm doing copies for Tom. He said, well, who's going to make copies? I said, look, Bill, let me explain something to you. Go look at the copy machine. There's a big green button. You lift the top, you put your papers in, you close it.
15 steps and
that button says start. And you push it. And it's amazing what it's going to do. And that's why they didn't mess with me, because I didn't give them a break. It's like, I'm going to tell you the truth. You don't like me? Fire me. And trust me, I had a lot of W-2s because I wasn't going to hold my tongue. And
well, you set a standard. I tell everybody from the beginning, you got to set the standard on how you want to be treated and how you want to be talked
exactly.
to. You know, one thing with sales, and I know you don't do exactly what I do, but when I walk in the business,
we selling ourselves.
Well, when I walk in, and don't laugh, but when people say, can you leave your card or some information? No, not to be ugly, but you're not the decision maker. And I know you're just going to put it in a drawer with the other 300.
Yeah.
I'll just wait till he's available. And then I'll have the owner say, well, can you leave me some information, a detailed email? Was that how you sell? You do everything by email? That's not how you sell.
No.
I know better. You have to set the standard. You're not going to tell me how to do my job. And I'm going to tell you, it helps as you go through the relationship of business. If you set the standard from the beginning, and I think because you always set your standard, that's why they respected you. They didn't order you around and disrespect it. And not saying any woman deserves to be disrespected, but you got to set the standard from the beginning.
You have to stand your ground. And the same thing in comedy. You go through your open mics. You got to learn. You've got to learn how to do certain things. People don't understand that. It's a formula. You got to learn how to write a joke. You got to know how to present the joke. It's some people are one-liner acts where they do one line. I'm a storyteller.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And one of my friends are like, how long is it going to take you to get to this? Shut up. And it takes training and years of training.
So did you watch other comedians to figure out timing?
I watched. Yeah. What I did was I was in a comedy club every night. When I wasn't on a stage.
That's called doing your homework. Good for you.
And one of the things, like I said earlier, we were talking, I wore a dress when I first started. And it just wasn't my comfort level. All right. I was comfortable in a dress in an office environment. Mm-hmm. When I got home, I was comfortable in jeans, boots, and that's what I started wearing on stage. So I went and started watching the women, and I watched not their material, how they presented the material, how they dressed on stage, and how they acted. Because some women, a lot of female comics back in the day when I started, were very self-deprecating. And I'm like, that's not me.
Yeah.
And I noticed that with females especially, they went directly to the women in the crowd. Well, I wanted both groups. I wanted to get the men and the women.
So they would kind of role play with them and get them engaged?
Well, a woman would relate to a woman.
That's true, yeah.
And
they were comfortable.
But you see, I grew up as a tomboy. And I worked with a lot of strong, powerful men. So I knew how to be around men. Come on, I'm from Louisiana. Every bar, every Friday, Saturday night. Come on now. And you hung out with the guys or you didn't.
That's right. That's right.
You had to learn to play. So I wasn't afraid of guys. And I didn't make fun of them. Mm-hmm. I didn't. I was like, if I want to get them, they have to be happy with me on stage. Because I saw a lot of female comics, the men, they would automatically cross their arms like, there's nothing she's going to say that's going to make me laugh.
That's right.
She's going to talk about her period, or she's going to talk about this, and she's going to talk
about
her
husband.
Or her husband. So I'm like, okay, that's not how I'm going to write. So I started writing about experience, my life experiences. And in the beginning, it was slow coming, but it finally, and once it hit, and when it hits, that it's something that happens on stage, and you go, okay, I got you. And this is.
It's like closing the deal because because when you're selling to someone and you could tell the body language, they lean closer, their arms drop, they start nodding. Yeah. I'm sure as a comedian, you're watching the motion. You're like, okay, they're all moving forward now. Yeah, and so they want to hear more.
For us, we have those lights in our eyes, so we can see maybe the first 3 rows.
So it's the sound.
You got to hear. And you got to be aware of everything that's going on. You by yourself on that stage. So your vision has to be, is there a beer bottle flying towards me? Or is this coming at me? But once you have the crowd, once you have the audience, they're coming on the journey with you. And that's what you want. For 45 minutes, an hour, or whatever, you want them in the palm of your hand. And they know you and you know them. And it's not that hard to do, but a lot of young comedians, and even me, when I first started, I had to learn this. I had to be aware of you're selling a product, and the product is you. It's like playing golf. You're not playing a team, playing you.
How do you sell it to these bars and restaurants or venues? Are you sending audition tapes, or are you just walking in?
How many times I heard we don't hire female comics?
What?
You can go look at any comedy club in the nation, and out of the 52 weeks in a year, you might see 2 female comics. The rest is going to be male comics.
Well, I told you for that show, you were the headliner and you were the last one up.
Yeah. And try to put together an all-female show. They're like,
I've yet to go to one.
No. And they're like, we don't do that. But you do 3 men.
That's right.
You do an all-male show. They're all going to talk about the same thing. That's impossible. We didn't all grow up the same way.
So just like I'll tell you in the business world, there's politics. If I'm bidding on a company and I can be the perfect fit, my rates look good, And look, if you tell me to come in your office in at least 2 minutes, tell me why you deserve this, I'm up for the challenge. But I still will probably not get it because somebody's sister, brother, cousin,
brother-in-law,
or best friend is who they're going to pick.
I call that brother-in-law politics.
And you have to say, Louisiana, we're famous for that.
Everybody's famous for that.
So all states are like that. It's
everybody's.
Everybody's.
Like that. Oh, yeah. And
did the politics affect you?
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I can't tell you how many. Now it's so easy. You send a clip on your phone, or you send.
Yeah.
You just email that. There you go. Back then, on phone, my phone bill alone used to be $800 a month
because you were just making calls, trying to get
it done, and go to the mailbox with 40, 50 VHS tapes.
Because you're trying to get it out there.
That's why I had to keep working part time. Luckily for me, I was a good temp. Mm-hmm. They loved me as a temp because they could put me with anybody. If they had a problem with one of the bosses, send Caroline. She's going to take care of him. And so I was able to keep, and then I learned how to do comedy defensive driving. So I could make money while still trying to make money doing stand-up. But yeah, I mean, and not only that, other comedians didn't like female comics. It was hard.
Is it intimidation that you're taking there? For example, I mean, football players are all men, so they don't want women coming in football because they're kind of taking their thing. I wonder.
Well, women can't play football.
No, I know. I guess I'm trying to think of something that's dominant. Here comes the women into our circle.
You know, golf.
Yeah.
You know, anything that's non-combative, anything sales, comedy.
Yeah.
Anything like that. And within the comedy community itself, even females don't support females.
So how did you follow up? Because you're sending tapes. Did you call like, hey, did you get my tape?
Yeah.
Have you watched my tape? Can you tell me? So you had to stay on it.
Oh, you had to stay on it constantly.
Or you didn't make no money. You had to.
Or you didn't get.
Because they didn't just call you like, we loved you. Come in next week.
I'll tell you what's happening to me right now. I came off ships 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. And that was my decision. Okay. I knew that my time working on ships was over.
You only did Carnival?
Only did Carnival. Mm-hmm. But I am not really good with authority. Never have been. And before COVID, we were having a blast. It was fun.
Yeah.
After COVID, things changed.
A lot did.
And a lot of my friends in the entertainment field that were dancers and singers, they were home 18 months, 2 years. Some of them had babies. They aged out. Mm-hmm. They couldn't dance anymore because of their knees or whatever.
So you made tons of relationships in this boat.
I still keep in touch with people from South Africa, Australia, around the world, and Croatia, Serbia, because that's a lot of your techs, the people that do IT work and stuff like that, your sound guys. And I knew every bartender on every ship. I mean, they knew Caroline Double Crown. Yes, thank you. And
that's great.
For crew members, it was $3.75.
Oh, you take that. You take that.
But it changed. I mean, new people, they didn't know the camaraderie, the new playlist people, the new dancers. They were young. They were cocky.
It was starting over. I even saw that in the business world. So many people that are like, well, it's COVID. I can't go out and talk to anybody. So I'm going to get out of sales and find something else to do. Yeah. It's like all this new. And then technology was good to a point. You know, you could do more through emails, but
Zoom and all
there's
that.
Nothing like shaking someone's hand. Yeah. There's nothing like that eye contact. I'm not a fan of, Lisa, let's do a Zoom sale. I'm not a fan. If I have to, because it's in New Mexico, I will.
But a good example for us, for me especially, we had a lot of new comedy club hosts. Mm-hmm. Now, they willy-nilly give these kids, 22, 23 years old, never did any comedy, has no idea, and 95% of them are European, and let's face it, they're not perfect English, and they don't understand American comedy.
Yeah, it's different.
So when I'd get off the stage and go, Caroline, you might, and finally I went off on one kid. I said, you might want to go stand over there. I said, baby, I'm 72 years old, 71 years old. Mm-hmm. Go stand over there.
Go stand over there.
Because you can't even begin to give me advice.
Right.
You just got here. And I said, if I don't leave now, they're going to fire me.
And you know what's crazy about the situation? That little guy, somebody probably ahead of him, was trying to coach him on how to approach you.
Yeah, but instead of going to getting a comic to train these kids,
correct,
they throw them in an environment they know nothing of. And I hope it's getting better. But for me, it said your time is done.
You've done a great time now.
I did 11 years. I did 11, and because of my 11 years with Carnival, it allowed me to save a lot of money and my Social Security, because I did 25 years
right
in the corporate with the phone company and with, the oil and gas
industry. You have full control if you need to work or not.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah. I mean, if I want to. And for me right now is getting used to being home.
You so used to being on the go.
I've for 35 years, I was never home. I'd come home for a week, then I'd leave. I'd come home for my apartment, everything in it, except my furniture. I picked that out. But the pictures and all that, my buddy did that for me. She'd go, she said, hey, I went to Ross. I found you a picture. I'd come home and I had brand new stuff on my walls. I'm like, okay, thank you.